EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Bartlett here with your outlook for March 15th, 2019, the Ides of March. We will have a very mild day today, again, for the second straight day. Very spring-like yesterday with temperatures in the middle 60s in a lot of locations. I do think we're going to get there today. We're just not going to see the sun like we saw yesterday. We're going to have a lot of clouds around. But the showers that are associated with this cold front that all this warmth is running ahead of is really not that great and not that big of a deal. We have a few intermittent showers that are going to rotate through this morning. And when I say intermittent, I mean more hit or miss, brief, not a real big deal, very light. And then when we get into the late afternoon and early evening hours, our far southeastern areas could get into a quick shower, maybe even a rumble of thunder with that. And that would be mainly from the Philadelphia metro and points southeast. So it would include South Jersey, central and southern New Jersey, and Delaware. But elsewhere, you're probably done after whatever little intermittent, brief passing shower you have this morning rotates through. So let's go over the NAM High-Res Future Simulator Radar. I'm going to start this off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Here you can see those showers here out in central Pennsylvania. It looks like it's going to hold together, but then it really doesn't. It kind of falls apart, breaks apart moving eastward. Here's 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, this just turns into like a passing shower, and that's it. So there's 10, there's 11, and there's noon, and then disappears. Pulls a disappearing act. Still could be a passing shower throughout at any point today, but most of the time it's going to be dry. And that's kind of the message I'm trying to convey to you here today with how Friday works out. But then once we get into late afternoon, you see a flare-up around here in our far southeastern areas near Philadelphia. And this is also going to continue eastward into the early evening hours. This is 5 p.m. Here's 6. You can see that activity just across parts of southeast PA and parts of New Jersey and Delaware. It may even try to form a little squall line here as you get into the early to mid-evening hours. This is actually looking at 8 o'clock, and you have a little squall line trying to get going here. So you could have a rumble of thunder with this. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to happen. It's going to be with the later batch for just these areas right in here. Okay, so these are, well, I didn't extend that far enough southeast, but you get the idea. Anything where that with the second batch is all going to be from that point and points south and east toward the coast. So I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in these areas here get into a rumble of thunder as this moves through. But I think the stuff in the interior, that'd be northwest of this line right here, you're probably done with whatever happens here in the morning. So not a real big deal today with this cold front. It will be very mild today. Once it passes, then that's it. We get dry out, and we will get cooler for the next couple of days. Saturday through about Tuesday, maybe Wednesday of next week are going to be slightly below average. Okay, so it's like a 4 to 5 day swing of temperatures here, but this is slightly below average for this time of year. This is not slightly below average compared to January temperatures, which is a little different. I mean, normal highs in January are like 35-ish, So if you're slightly below then, you probably have highs in the upper 20s or near 30, okay? Doesn't work that way on March 15th, okay? Normal highs for this time of year right now are running in the upper 40s to lower 50s from north to south. So slightly below is putting you kind of like in the middle 40s or thereabout for highs. So not a real big deal here. Okay, not going to get super cold, and we're not going to get a big snowstorm either. So you can throw that out the window too. All right, you're still hearing a lot of chatter out there, and people asking me a bunch of questions about a nor'easter next week. Would you stop with the nor'easter talk? We're not going to have a nor'easter next week. I killed that days ago, and nothing has changed. If something changes, I would certainly let you know. I don't need to be asked 15 million times on Twitter and 15 million times on Facebook what's going on. It's ridiculous, and you have to know your sources, know who you're following, know the credentials of the people that you follow. Because if you're hearing hype out there, it's usually caused by people wish casting or hoping for something, and it's just not there. Okay, it's not going to happen. All right, so with that being said, here going to Saturday, we turn drier, partly cloudy. We'll be a little bit breezy in the morning, not really windy, maybe 25, 30 mile per hour gust or something like that just in the morning, and then it dies off in the afternoon. And then we turn to mostly sunny skies here on Sunday. A little weak wave on the GFS here, showing a few flakes flying here on early Monday morning. Not accumulating, also not a big deal. Is this really going to happen? I don't know. I mean, we're only carrying like a 20% chance of this happening. This is just flakes if it does happen anyway. It's not something that's going to stick, so it's no big deal either way. But this looks like there's a little bit more stray. As a matter of fact, you go over to some other models here, and they have this. So this is European model. It's saying, what are you talking about here? There's not really nothing in here. Just a weak wave moving through. It might give you a few flakes or something. It might be the last flakes you see this year. Okay, and that moves away. And then once we get into Tuesday of next week, we are mostly sunny. Wednesday is mostly sunny. And then when we get into Thursday, the GFS is doing something different than any other model and bringing another system through our region, like another frontal boundary, and it's bringing some showers during the day here on Thursday. This is not shown on anything else. Okay, nothing. Same time frame on the European model, Canadian, this is what it's showing. Nothing. Partly cloudy. So there's a little bit of discrepancy with that late week. This is now Thursday of next week. It's kind of at day 7, so we're just going to we'll keep looking at this over the next couple of days. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but here's that big nor'easter that everybody's trying to hype up, saying it's going to come up and whack the I-95 cities and bury us in snow. If it did, it wouldn't be snow. Second, it would have to move about 800 miles northwest. This is pretty far southeast. Not happening. Okay, so let's just write that off and let's be done with it. Please, enough of the questions about it. We're not going to get a nor'easter next week. We've already flipped the page. And once we get past this 4 to 5 day or so stretch of slightly cooler than average weather, we're going right into slightly above to above average temperatures and remaining that way for a while. I'm going to have the long range done this morning, and I will have the details on that. Look for that right before lunchtime, and I'll make sure I post that to the social media pages, Facebook and Twitter, as always, when it's ready. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for March 15th, 2019. Have a great Friday.